Yo, 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 yo. What is going on? What's up? What's up? How we doing out there? We doing all right? We doing good? It's Super Bowl week, baby. I hope we doing good. It's Super Bowl week, baby. Shout out everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of I.O.W Sports Show. I'm your boy Wildcard Mar. I'll be joined shortly by the big homie Nick Shine, Detroit Mel. Hopefully. If not, it is what it is. Pretty sure we could talk for about an hour, flap my gums about an hour about what's going on in the world of sports. But do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Go on over to I.O.W Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram. Most importantly, the YouTube channel. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that bell. That bell notification lets you know every time we drop new content. You know what it is. My man O, shout out O, Ball and Buzz Sports and Entertainment, Bottom Line Sports, tap in with my brother. That's good people over there. I'm going to be joining him, Clubber D, on Thursday. We're going to do a preview to the Super Bowl, of course. Hey, it's Super Bowl week. It's going to be a lot of appearances by me. Obviously, me being a Chiefs content creator, Chiefs fan, I'm going to be on a lot of people's content. And of course, shout out to my brother from another, Rod Uncensored. Y'all tap in with the his show. He got the midday sports show every Monday that I do with him. And then, of course, every Monday night, tap in, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Rod Uncensored. All right? We do the graveyard shift. And, we talk sports. We do. But it gets crazy. Graveyard shift gets crazy. That's the point of why we call it the graveyard shift. You never know what the hell is going to come out of his mouth or my mouth. But I know one thing. It's entertaining. It's good shit. Like Vince McMahon saying that, such good shit. Tap in with us. But hey, y'all know the deal. Yeah, lots of pause, hella pause. It's a lot of pausing going on. It's a lot of stuff going on. But no, man. Hey, obviously, we'll talk Super Bowl for sure. We'll definitely talk some of that. But man, speaking of, hey, big homie, hey, he's here. Oh, he's repping the Carolina Blue today. Oh, you feeling real good, dog? What's up? Unmute your mic. There you go.
I am here representing myself as owner of all Duke fans. I know you got to be careful in the South when you say that you own somebody.
You got two niggas up here.
I'm treading lightly.
I'm looking like,
lightly.
What you own there, buddy?
I'll edit it now.
I hear you say you own niggas.
No.
Listen, man, you from North Carolina, you've driven through Durham. You know there are not that many there. And if they are, you've seen the crowd at their games.
I mean, wait a minute. First of all,
it depends on what part of Durham
you're niggas, or you not saying? What are you trying to say here, buddy?
I'm just saying you've seen the crowd at their games. It's the
yeah.
They make me look dark white. That's how white those people are in the freaking student section.
Yeah, well, let's just say this: the Duke campus is highly gated.
Yeah, it used to be in a hood, but they fixed all that up too.
Well, that's called gentrification, but that's another platform.
It's highly gated. Are you trying to tell me that building a wall could help keep people out? Are you trying to trick me?
We are not touching that.
You're trying to tell me that some sort of vertical surface helps the problem?
Not.
No, Mr. Trump.
Whatever. Yeah,
I try to speak in code, and he's
no. Trust me. I think we all knew where you were going, but I'm like, I am not touching that. What's going on, fellas? How we doing today, man?
What's happening? What up, though?
What up?
I be traveling Thursday, so I gotta go back home for a court date.
What, the court date?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Nothing like that. It's all
No means no.
It means no, sir.
I don't understand the language you speak.
Exactly why you're going to court. Exactly why you're going to court. Anyway,
speaking a foreign language.
Shout out, hey, big shout out to the big homie Nick Shine. Obviously, he's a Carolina fan. He's coming in raving his Carolina blue colors. Hey, man, once again, Carolina blue reigns supreme over Duke blue. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Always good for me.
It's always good for me. Look, in one of the most oldest rivalries in basketball, and probably one of the most oldest rivalries in all of sports. I've had my Carolina jerseys back in the days when I was in high school. Had a little Carolina, had the little foothill on it, and it had the matching sports. So I've been on like a low key Carolina fan because I love the color. It's probably my favorite color, blue. But it's something about Duke, man. It makes me just want to like barf and shit at the same time, bro.
I couldn't even get the Johnny Dawkins shoes, man. When everybody's busting out the Johnny Dawkins shoes, I couldn't even wear them. I
love Grant Hill, but I hate Grant Hill because he wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
He came to the Pistons. I was kind of like,
yes, motherfucker.
Hurry up and tell your ACL so I ain't got to root for you.
I just did that not too long ago.
See, I sound all worked out.
It worked.
I'm a true hater. I don't fuck around.
Damn. It's like that, no? Yeah, that's pretty rough, bro. But no, man. Hey, I just gotta say this, and it's something about ever since Coach K left, even on his way out, that program was headed not in the right direction. It's amazing how for 30 plus years, Coach K had that program on literally at the top of the coaching of the basketball world. And then all of a sudden, he pulls the Nick Saban before Nick Saban did. And he's like, oh, I can't do the one and done. I gotta go.
It's unfortunate because,
No, it's not.
From a sports point of view, let me say that. Not from a fan point of view. Because, I forgot what boy's name. He used to play for Duke too. When he took over, he came over when college basketball was changing too. So, he had to deal with that also. So, it'd be a while for that program to turn around. And I'm happy for it.
I think it's going to be a long while.
Yeah, it'd be a minute.
I just don't see Duke as that. I mean, it's still fair to say that I think there's still a quote-unquote blue blood of college basketball.
For now.
Oh, yeah, they're fourth.
You still consider Kentucky a blue blood?
Yeah, Kentucky, UCLA, Carolina. I was talking to the other day on I.O.W, and I forget who it was. I said it like somebody said hashtag blue blood. I was like, yeah, well, they're fourth best out of the blues.
just alone in the color blue.
They even had to change their shade the other day just to have their own type of superiority.
It's funny you say that. It looks more like Yankee navy blue with the black jerseys, or it's almost dark that it's almost black. Like a dark navy blue.
Okay.
There's another reason not to like it. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's dark.
Yeah, I would.
Well, gee willikers, I'm against that in all shapes and forms. I don't know. It just didn't look right. They did that years ago, I think. And
that black.
Yeah, like that. They had the
It
black.
was good. Like in some colors.
This looked like that deep, like deeper than navy.
Yeah. I think in some jerseys look good. It didn't look good on them. It didn't look right.
Man,
It's
never look good when you lose, right?
Hey, that's Jay for real.
The crazy thing is, Nick, is you say that color it goes with, and then it goes with like the old English lettering now, so it definitely looks like they're full colonizing over there.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
For real.
Oh shit!
No argument here. No argument here.
Oh man, come on, Duke. We got to do better than this. We cannot have
North Carolina hires African American as head coach. Duke was like, no, we're just going to give it to another mediocre white guy.
Come on,
never
Duke.
had a head coaching job. We'll just hand the job off to him. He fits our criteria. White,
right?
Oh, he's been sitting with Coach K for years. Yeah, get him in there. We'll take him. With that, come on, Duke. You got to do better than this. Come on. You got dark colored jerseys. You got the old English lettering, and you did all this in the matter of the beginning of Black History Month. How dare y'all? The hell,
right?
Sheesh. Anyway,
another reason to hate them.
Another reason to hate them.
They're like traffic. No decent person should like them.
Bro, that's wild. That's crazy. Traffic is probably one of the most things that I hate the most, and I don't hate a lot of things.
Let's rate everything. It's traffic, overcooked steak, and Duke fans. Like those are the three worst things like that you can think of.
I think Cowboy fans gotta be adding there.
Yeah, you gotta.
But they're usually the same. It's like Duke, Cowboys, Yankees, Lakers.
I got you.
Like that's the criteria for them.
Yeah, you guys. Wait, I would say stick some Patriots fans in there, but ever since Tom left, they don't exist anymore.
Patriots fans are not as obnoxious as like Cowboy fans are.
Are you serious? Did you not hear how obnoxious they were for the last 23 years?
Yeah, obnoxious, but I mean, Cowboy fans are just unbearable.
Okay, I'm not going to say they're not obnoxious, but
yeah, I'm saying I'm not saying they are obnoxious,
but I just think Cowboys fans are
they over the top.
There's more of them.
Yeah, they over the top.
Well, I mean,
they win one game, they going to the Super Bowl.
Most Patriots fans now are kids.
Yeah,
because they saw that winning as they were kids, so they're not pissing us off yet. But they're out there. They're on Instagram. They always seem to find me the second I throw a dagger. And then I'm arguing like a 15-year-old kid who's like at his like 8th grade graduation photo on his
those aren't Patriots fans. Those are Tom Brady fans because as soon as he went to Tampa Bay, they became Buccaneers fans. Patriots fans don't exist, bro. Let's just be honest. All right. Anybody that says that they're a Patriots fan, come on, drug test them first of all. And then 2, check their birth certificate. If it's anything, they were born like 99. Yeah, they're Tom Brady fans. They're not Patriot fans.
For real.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not for abortion, but I could justify getting rid of those people. I mean, there's a whole generation up in New England that you could do without, and I'd be like, all right, I could understand getting rid of them.
I understand.
I would be like outside protesters, like, no, pro-life, but we root for the Patriots. Cut that motherfucker out. Go ahead, I'll hold the door for you.
Get the vacuum.
Stand at the top of these stairs. Watch me, Jimmy Snooker you down.
Yeah, bro. Wow.
As long as they make hangers, we good.
Damn. Shit. It's just so. But when it comes to Duke, man, I know we talk about the downfall of them, but it happened like so sudden. Like especially with
they're still top 10. But I think
I'm not arguing that.
ACC is so weak this year.
Yeah.
Like they're only expected to have 3 teams in the tournament, which is unheard of, Lamar.
Yeah.
That's unheard of as of today. So they're beating up on crappy teams and getting wins. And since they're the prestigious program, they're getting like pity votes. And you could say that about Carolina too. So it's not like I'm just throwing Duke under the bus, but Carolina's defense has changed.
No, that defense clamped down like majority of that game against Duke Saturday night. But I'm just saying, like in general, like even go back to when Coach K was leaving. So Coach K, and this is when I always compared Nick Saban leaving to Coach K leaving, is because look at how Coach K, just the one and done. He tried it, but it just didn't. It wasn't him. It didn't fit his coaching style. It didn't fit his culture building style. It didn't fit the way that he went about building his program, and it just didn't work for him. And I think the moment that he had Kyrie, and Kyrie only played like a handful of games, and then
foot, right?
And then next you know he's being a top pick in the draft. I think that was kind of like the beginning of the end of Coach K right there.
Tatum too. Tatum didn't play a lot as a freshman.
No, he didn't. Brandon Ingram was another one. They kind of Yeah, Zion was a lot of.
Still ain't playing.
Well, no, Zion's playing. Don't do Zion like that. He's playing this year. Wow. I think Zion's class, because it was him, Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett. Those three pretty much were one and done. And then I think Coach K was like, "Man, I can't do this shit." You know, he's not Calipari. He you know, Calipari embraced one and done.
I got different. He has a different philosophy. You know, he more like you come here, I get you the NBA. You know, and that's how he looks at it. So he don't look at it like Coach K look at it as from a coaching standpoint. I'm coming here, I'm gonna teach you some stuff, make you a better person, a better man, blah blah blah. Where Calipari is like, you come here, I'm gonna get you the NBA. So that's by any means necessary. That means you gotta play 1 year and go. Yeah. You know, because I got a revolving door. I bring in another set of talent.
Yeah, because he was recruiting. Yeah, he always had top recruiting classes, and he, you know, main part he still does. I just think that with the one and done thing, it just didn't. It pretty much, I guess, in some way, aged Coach K a lot quicker, and pretty much he was like, "Man, I can't do it." He like can't keep up with it. I'm not used to. I mean, because let's be honest, Coach K, when he wins national championships, he had probably the oldest roster in the tournament because he had juniors and seniors on his team. Right. He had guys that were staying 3-4 years, you know, if they got hurt and redshirted, maybe 5 years on the roster. So he had elder guys on his roster. So they're more mature, they're more seasoned, and they're, you know, they played with each other for at least a minimum of 2 to 3 years. Yeah. So they're going to gel and be more of a team. You know, you look at Calipari, he got a whole bunch of one and dones. He's just hoping that all his talent can get them so far, and hopefully they can gel as a team when it comes to tournament time. Right. So, I mean, that's why you see the disparity in the tournament wins or national championships between Calipari and Coach K. Is not necessarily because they both going to get talent. It's how long are they going to stay?
Yeah.
Calipari
was our program around you, or do we just have to wedge you in for a couple months?
Yeah, right. Pretty much. Pretty much. So, I mean,
something I did see the other day though. Number 3 on Carolina, Ryan, 25 years old. Like, I know we've discussed this with football and everything, but there's no reason a 25-year-old man should be playing college basketball. He's 2 years older than Zion Williamson, and he's playing college basketball.
That's, man, when you put it like that, that makes it sound real crazy.
I looked at during the other day. I was like, 25. I'm like, how old is Zion? I'm like 23. I'm like, God damn.
Jeez.
I don't know. He's a transfer.
How many times he transfers?
They got Ingram, who's a transfer from Stanford, and they got Ryan. But will you just keep transferring schools and never leave college? Like, what the fuck? I think somebody says like
Van Wilder. You'll have a pro career, so he said, I'm just gonna play as long as I can.
That's that Van Wilder shit.
I don't get it.
For real.
I don't get it. And it's Carolina.
How you're learning.
It's not like I'm shitting on other schools. Like, it's a Carolina player. How the hell are you 25 playing college ball?
Right.
What are you, retarded? Did you stay in 3rd grade for 5 years?
Might be.
Oh shit.
How was he dribbling the ball? Was his hand cuffed?
Oh.
You know.
It cramped when he dunked it.
Right. His mouth twisted.
Oh man, there's a real hot place in hell for both.
Hey man. Hey man. Retired people gotta get
people know what they signed up for by now with us. We're not surprising anybody. It's expected of us.
I uplift the retarded.
You know what?
It's crazy when you two make me seem like a saint, and that's saying a lot. I thank you guys for like.
You have to choose abstinence because you know that if you try to top us, we're gonna go to levels that you don't even want to go to. You just have to abstain. Like, you can't throw fuel on the fire. You can't go punch for punch. You got to be like, oh shit, we got a topic change.
No, I love it because every time we get together, like, Jesus looks down on me and says, "Thank you, my son."
You're like, I didn't know I made you that black.
your seat in heaven is ready for you. Because if he has to choose out of the three of us, I'm the only one getting a seat in heaven. And that's saying something. So thank you, too. That's saying a lot. Thank you, too, for securing my seat in heaven.
So many off-air jokes. Damn it.
Shit. Hey, don't try to don't try to get your car back with the big man now. Try to hold your tongue now, sir.
Jesus would be like, oh, good. I don't have to turn any of this water into wine anymore. We got someone here to serve us. Lamar.
Right. Darky, more wine.
Like, damn, Jesus, you the wrong color. I thought you were supposed to be, say, hey, what happened? Yeah,
hey, Judas, we finally got someone here that you're above.
Right. Even heaven get gentrified.
I needed like 15 seconds to get it on air capable.
I'm gonna be mad as hell.
In my head.
I'm gonna be mad as hell. I get to heaven and they gentrify that bitch. I'm gonna be mad as hell. I'm like, man, I'm gonna start cussing up the store, man. Send my black ass to hell. Shit. Bullshit. Anyway.
That is hell. That you have to cater on white men for the rest of time. that is hell. You get there and you be like, we're going to tear you up with Nick. Motherfucker. I'm going to be
walking around with the water pitcher mad as hell. Like, it is some bullshit. Anyway, hey, Coach K, Duke. Sucks for you guys to be. I don't see them winning the national championship no time soon, man. It's going to be a minute.
They've gone away from what Coach K had. Coach K went to that primarily 3-point shooting. They don't have many 3-point shooters. They got a couple. Our defense was really good though the other night. So that's the first Duke game I've watched this year because I hate them that much. I don't watch them unless they're playing Carolina. But it's not a team that I'm used to seeing from Duke. Duke was usually penetrate, kick, rotate, like almost NBA style. Find the 3-point shooter and chuck as many as you can. And if we shoot 30% from 3, that's better than shooting 40% from 2. But they just, I don't know, they didn't look like, and granted, new coach, new identity, as much as what's the first thing you try to do as a new coach? You try to put your imprint on a team.
Right.
Fucked up imprint, bro.
Well, Josh,
let me take this call a minute.
Now you good. I mean, John Shire isn't. He's not Coach K. It's going to be a minute. And I mean, when you go from literally a basketball legend, because Coach K he's shooing Famer. That's a no-brainer. But when you go from him to just a dude that's been in his assistant for years, there's going to be a drop off. Yeah. But it's I just don't see them getting back to those number one seeds in the tournament, being a prohibited favorite in the tournament, win a national championship. I just don't see them getting back to that thing. But
we used to seeing.
To be fair, all of college basketball to me is down. As in,
but I mean that's because you got everybody moving around or leaving, one and done. So it's gonna take an adjustment to see what kind of product we actually gonna have.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna be like it used to be.
Well, I mean, we talked about it before on the show. I think what's really in college basketball is you see the overtime league, you see the G League.
You got more opportunities, more places to go when you leave high school. That college basketball might not necessarily always get the best players coming in.
The talent pool is spread out,
or more spread out, one or two.
Yeah, the talent. I think the talent pool is so spread out where you see overtime elite and all that stuff. Because you saw guys that got into the draft last year, drafted out the overtime league, and either that or they played overseas, or like the Brandon James route, or it's like going to college basketball is no longer the, this the end all. It's no longer the end all be all route to the NBA. And I think that's what's been killing college basketball, but here's a thought of it. Obviously, when name, image, and likeness being a part of it. Yeah, that's hilarious. Though. That's hilarious. I'm definitely putting that comment back up when he gets back here. But no, I think that's why you see.
I'm here. I didn't leave. I had the screen up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw it. Hey, man, I gotta. When the kid's mom calls, we play some phone tag, and she's done with work. I gotta take the call because the way it is.
I understand. Trust
me. That's smart. Hey, trust me. We are not going to be mad at you. I'd rather have you take that call.
I'd rather piss you guys off than her. You can't take the kids away from me. Why not?
Right. No, right. You don't want the state of New Jersey on your head, boy.
I'll quick move down here. I'll fill that seat in Mel's studio real fast. I'm like, damn, this fucking cushion's pushed down. How fat?
You don't want to go into that studio. It might get sticky in there.
Easy.
Might. First thing I do if I walk in there is fucking waving a black light, make sure it's safe. Breaking news, it won't be.
Man.
But real, just to finish up with that, I don't know what you guys are getting into, but I'm starting to get into college basketball now. It's February. This is where I'm fully indulged and start watching the games during the week and get excited about the tournament.
No, we were just saying that I think as much as we want to say Duke is down, I just think the overall climate of college basketball talent pool is so spread out because you got overtime elite leagues, you got other places that these kids can get paid from, and instead of just the name, image, and likeness in college basketball. And you see, it's not just Duke suffering. I mean, to a certain extent, Carolina is not getting all the cream of the crop talent. Neither is Kentucky.
Rutgers has 2 of the top 5 kids in the country next year. Rutgers.
Yeah, which is huge.
Rutgers has 2 of the top 6 and 2 high school McDonald's All-Americans coming to Rutgers. Like, what the fuck is that?
How it's funny you say that. McDonald's All-Americans. They used to go straight to college. At least for a year. You know, some of these guys they're going to other places. It's not just college basketball no more. It's just just the name of the game. Where can I maximize my name, image, and likeness of that? Where can I get the bang for my buck? And sometimes, hey, these kids aren't like us. When we grew up, it was go through grade school, get to high school, go to college, or if you don't go to college, you go get a job or you armed services. Mm-hmm. Those pretty much were your options. Was college, armed services, or get a job. That was pretty much the 3 choices. And you gotta do something,
right?
Otherwise, you gotta get the hell out of my house. That's what it was. Now it's like these kids they're like, nah, man. Some of these kids are already making businesses in middle school and high school. So
it's got to go viral nowadays. Instagram and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, Instagram. You get a market.
No, that's a true point. We did not grow up in the social media world. We did not grow up in that time. So I think that's what changes a lot of what's going on in sports. So it's a big factor in it. So.
Real quick, I know you want to change topics, but Duke, North Carolina, as we all know, whether you're a fan of it or not, is one of the biggest rivalries in sports. No matter what sport you root for, what team you root for, you know it. You might not be interested in it, but you know it. One of the newest budding rivalries in sports, which is going to be interesting to keep an eye on going forward, is Dan Campbell and kicking field goals. That seems to be 2 things that hate one another. It's worth keeping an eye on, man. There is a hatred there. I know Campbell wants to bite a knee, man, but that motherfucker got to bite the knee because he wants to chop off the kicker's foot. He got no use for it.
No use for it, bro.
All right. Mel was on the show last week, so I had to come out. You were sick Thursday. We couldn't do a
No.
I've been holding that one. I've been holding it. I threw it out on Facebook and he didn't acknowledge it. I'm like, I'm gonna make this motherfucker. I was like Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me.
I'm telling you, man. He went in the hide and he was like, man, I ain't fucking with these motherfuckers. Man.
Yeah. He was like, I'm getting my oil changed on my car. I'm going to pay child support. Like he was just making up shit we ain't gonna believe just to say he couldn't make it up.
Hey, especially the child support. He'd rather go to jail before he drop a dime, bro. Anyway. It's funny that you say that because speaking of coaches, man, and I hate that we got to have the conversation every year. So all the coaching vacancies are all filled up.
Why the fuck are you turned that way? Now you taking a lineup picture?
No, man.
Him.
No, he quit. Man.
What the fuck?
Nah, gotta get my good side, bro. Anyway,
you got a good side?
Shit.
Well,
it's on your head then or something.
That's like me saying I got 2 awesome big toes. It ain't truth.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I don't know why
anyway, you were saying, sir.
I don't know what I got to do with the shenanigans of your 2 jerk offs. Anyway,
I love when we take time off and we get back together. It's
you look at all the vacancies in their field, all of them are filled up, and I hate that we got to have this conversation every year. And I swear, like we've been having it for like the last 3 years on this show. Every enemy doesn't get a job again.
Yeah.
And not only that, he got booted out of his offensive coordinator job in Washington.
Not even doesn't get a job. Not worth keeping his job.
Right.
Got booted out.
To me was, I thought it was just, we mentioned it the other day, Lamar. Who were we talking with on Facebook?
My man Steven. He's a Commanders fan.
Okay. And I said, I was like, I'm shocked by this. He's like, you guys got to speak on it on the show. I'm glad you brought this up. Dan Quinn came out today. I thought it was like already done because they were looking at offensive coordinators to bring in. And I thought maybe it was an announcement that I missed. Did you see Dan Quinn's quote today?
I didn't see it.
It's gangster. I don't want to misquote it. Let me find the tweet from Garofalo or Rappaport.
Yeah, but I definitely saw that Schefter did tweet that Dan Quinn said that he's not going to retain Bieniemy.
No, he didn't say it like that.
Oh yeah, no. Take your time, find the quote because I definitely want to conversate on it. I just think it's crazy that I couldn't keep the job, his offensive coordinator job, couldn't get a head coaching job. He interviewed for the Washington job. He did interview for that Washington job. And I guess Josh Harris, the new owner, decided not to keep him. But we also got to keep in mind, Harris, by the time he took the job over, Bieniemy was already in place. So it wasn't like Harris hired Bieniemy; he inherited him. So
right.
And that's something that we, as sports fans, we got to keep in mind when coaching decisions are made about whether to retain or to let go of a certain coach. I mean, we got to look at the owner. Did they inherit this guy or did they hire this guy? He wasn't a hire. And hey, I've been part of management changes. All right. Yes. I was an inherited sous chef before. All right. Mm-hmm. And shit hit the fan. We got through Christmas time, the busiest time in the restaurant, got through New Year's. It was time to let somebody go. I got canned because I was inherited. I wasn't somebody that they hired. Now I did my job. Now the person they let me go for wasn't worth the fuck.
That's how it always be.
But he was a people.
In the country club.
He was a people's. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy. He couldn't mess with me. He wasn't nowhere close as good as me. But I was inherited. And things like that happen in all types of industries, not just sports, the Fortune 500 world, the corporate world, the McDonald's world, the Taco Bell world. It happens everywhere. Anything that comes with a W-2 and somebody comes in with new management, they gonna bring in who they want, they peoples regardless. Yeah, they'll look at you. You're like, yeah, I like your work, but you still ain't my peoples, still ain't my guys.
And I understand that to a degree, but I guess the other side of that coin too is like if you were doing an excellent job, they at least would have retained you on the staff or something.
Oh no, they got rid of my ass because I was asking for money, bro.
And I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the enemy. I ain't talking about you.
Oh no, they got rid of me. I was asking for some money, dog. I'm like, hey, we ain't got through Christmas. It's busy as hell. New Year's is busy as hell. Where my money at, dog? It's like, hey, yeah. Well, you ain't getting your money. You get a buy.
I can't find it, but it was basically harsh. It was like, yeah, we spoke. We ain't going that direction, or we ain't working together. Like it was like not head coach speak, or like I just interviewed a guy speak. It was like it comes off as major asshole, major disagreement. It sound. I'm still looking for the direct quote. I couldn't find it on Twitter. Maybe I saw it on Bleacher Report. But I'm looking for it, and I read it. I was getting in the shower, and I opened it and I put it down. I forget where the fuck I saw it from, but it came off as like a major like asshole comment.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I mean, to me, it just speaks to the further conversation on what does every enemy have to do to get a job. And I mean, obviously, you know, him being the OC in Kansas City, I'll vouch for the guy. I love what he did for Kansas City, but the guy can't get his just due. And like I said, I'll never make it about the race thing, but there's sometimes where it's like, damn, well, what is it? What's left? You know, when you start checking off everything else, like, nah, it can't be that. And nah,
I got it. I look at our phones are tapped because I can talk about it and then open up Instagram and there it is. I look Twitter, I look Bleacher Report, I Googled, I mention it, I open up Instagram and there it is with the ESPN NFL. We're not going to work together here. I wanted him to know, man, I really respect the work that he's done. I wish he'd be nothing but the best. We're not going to work together here. I don't read right?
But why? That always goes back to the why. You know, when he was with Kansas City, we said, okay, he not calling plays, whatever. We came for all these different reasons. Okay,
yeah, and not y'all, man. Yeah. I hate it when the media reported that because Nagy didn't call plays.
Right.
Didn't call plays. They both got head coaching jobs, and it's like that's why I'm saying when it comes back to what is the reason why he can't get a job. Like this man has literally done just as much, you know, when it comes to the game planning and installment, just as much as anybody else under Andy Reid. Andy Reid's the end all be all of all of this.
Shit, I'll take him in New York over fucking Hackett. Bring him in now. I don't care what time of year it is. Bring him in.
It must be something that we not seeing. I don't know if it's he just don't.
He must be like a complete asshole.
It's got to be. Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing, Lamar. Going to your original point. If you look at it from a standpoint like, okay, you say a color or race thing, whatever. You know, you can say it in some because like some of the coaches may not have to do as much as other coaches based on race. I see that, but they still get jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because you got my man down in Houston and stuff like that. So, you know, there may be some race thing involved in certain things, but in this case, I don't think it's race because it's like he's not getting a job. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting nothing. And so that's what I think looks past the race for me, because if you look at, like I said, if you look at other things, you can say, okay, well, this one had to jump through more hoops than the other one. So you might say that may be a race thing because the white coach had to jump through me, who's the black coach. I can go with that argument. In this particular case,
yeah,
he ain't even getting a job because you even at the end you can say, well, there are some black coaches that got jobs. You know what I'm saying? In his case, he ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
Like Nick said, he must be a complete asshole. It's got to be something. It's got to be something there that we not behind the scenes and privy to see.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's got to be.
Let's weigh out some other options because everyone likes to throw the race out because it's simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's low hanging fruit. That's why that's why I like to eliminate everything before I get to that.
Right.
Yeah. Because
we don't know the interviews, right? We don't know the interview process. We don't know, is he a bad interview? We don't know, does he not have a good long-term plan? He might know offense, but not be able to sit at the head of the table. 2 Roman Reigns references today. I'm on fire. WrestleMania season. You got to drop that shit. Some guys across all races are just meant to be coordinator, deal with your room, deal with your side of the ball, and that's it. You might not have the delegation ability. You might not have the wherewithal to be the guy, but you know X's and O's, and you know how to stop a run game, and you know how to throw out a blitz. Rex Ryan's another one. White guy was meant to be a defensive coordinator, was not meant to be at the head of the table, in my opinion. That's from my team. Yeah. There's guys throughout the years. Who was the great Steelers defensive coordinator for years? Not Dick LeBeau.
Yeah.
Great defensive coordinator, but knew that this is where I want to be. This is who I want to work with, right?
Mm-hmm. He stayed an assistant for like 30, 40 plus years.
He was the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was the system eventually. I thought Washington was a bad place for Bieniemy. We were happy for him that he was going to get to be out of Andy's shadow. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to be careful when you step out of someone's shadow because you ain't got nothing to shade you anymore, right?
Right.
So you went to a bad situation without a marquee quarterback, with a team who was tearing it down midway through the season with trading away defensive players. Putting more pressure on your offense. Granted, Sam Howell had some really nice games this year, but I don't think any of us are pounding our fist on the table saying Sam Howell's the future. You're hiring, the rumors are already rampant. This is nothing for me, that you're hiring Cliff Kingsbury for the relationship with Caleb Williams and to make it a smooth transition to the NFL, and that Washington is ready to go all in and give Chicago whatever they want for the number 1 pick. So, there's a lot of writing on the wall that I feel bad for Bieniemy, but I can't say that it's race because let's be honest with it, right? If we're going to bring it up, let's break it down. We live in a day and era where black coaches are getting promoted more than ever. We live in a day and era where teams get compensation. If you have a black coordinator who gets picked up as another team's head coach, you get compensation from it. There's incentive to hire, to promote, to encourage the growth of the African American coaching community, or even any minority. Because San Francisco got a 3rd round for Robert Saleh, so minorities overall. Right. It's football. We just attribute minority to black with football. That is a stereotype. I will take the bullet for that one in my brain. But there's guys sleepfrogging you.
The N does not stand for national, just so you know.
So when you look at the enemy, I don't think you could say it's race because opportunities are being given left and right to other African American coaches.
Yeah.
If it's a whiteout every season, okay, now let's have the discussion. But it's not. Right.
I will say this. I'll be amiss not to mention it. I agree with you, but
we got to clip that.
Yeah, whatever. So here's my thing.
45 minutes in.
Here's my thing. I'm like Lamar in ways like, I don't always like to run to that because it's low hanging fruit, but I don't like not to mention it because it still exists. And I think a lot of times where, let me give this example. Sometimes people do certain things in place to make it look like that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's why they doing all this stuff. I'm just using that as an example.
That's fair.
And so a lot of times you still have to, I won't say look for it, but still be open to that way it might be. I may not run to it all the time or say that's what it is 100%. But going back to my original statement with Bieniemy, it just doesn't look like it has to do with race. It has to do with something that's there that we don't know, because it's like it's across the board. It's the same across the board. No matter where he went to a whole different organization. Granted, it wasn't the best fit for him, and now unfortunately, because this happened to him, it's gonna be another blemish they can use against him for him not to get the job.
And an organization that is very image conscious after what they came from with Snyder.
Right.
Oh, you got to be image conscious after
it's like that adds more to it. So that adds more to it, really.
It had to be justified probably all the way to the top, because anybody associated with sports, whether you're just a rich billionaire owner or not, and let's be real, Magic Johnson's part of the ownership team.
Right.
There's justification within the organization that you said earlier, Mel, we're not privy to as to why this was done.
Right. And it still makes you wonder, like, what is it? You know,
I want to watch him get interviewed.
That's what I want to see. I want to see it one of his interviews.
Are you just bad, like, with questions? You know your shit. Like, there's smart people in this world who, engineers and all that stuff. They know their shit, but they can't explain their shit to you or to me.
They can't articulate
They can put it down on paper.
Right.
They can diagram it. They can design a fucking building. But you ask them, what did you do? There's pauses. There's like they can't verbalize it.
Right.
Maybe that's him. Who knows? I can't say though with this day and era and multiple organizations and multiple interviews that it's race, because other places that have interviewed him have hired a minority.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not, like I said, it's not like it's a whiteout.
Right.
Sometimes you guys just look in the man in the mirror and say, all right, man, the guy's fucked up for some reason. Like,
no, hey. That's the purpose of this conversation, because I mean it's what is
not having 2 rings don't mean nothing. I see.
No, but you could have the rings. Having the rings and being at the head of the table and having a new head coach come in and being on the same page with how they want to design Dan Quinn's offense and what Bieniemy's strengths are might not align. You can't just show up with rings and say, we're going to run this. No, you're the coordinator. The head coach is going to tell you, I want you to run this type of offense. And Bieniemy probably was like, well, I'm more comfortable doing this. He goes, all right, well, I wish you well. I don't want to hold you down here. Good luck to you, but that's not the direction we want to go in.
Right.
You just don't show up to an interview with rings and say, we're going to run what I want on offense. Become the head coach then.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Hey, stars on always alive.
I need a 30 for 30 on this one day, man. I don't watch it, man, but I would click in. Like when Eric Bieniemy's coaching career is like over, man, I hope to God I'm still alive. I probably won't be, but man,
the EB story.
I gotta know, like,
right. Maybe he's secretly retarded.
Players the wrong way. Like there's so many things it could be. It's
that might be.
What?
He might be secretly retarded. We just don't know.
Shut your What?
I mean, you could have Asperger's and be brilliant, but not be able to verbalize.
Right. That might be what it is.
Oh Lord.
I mean, he might be Rain Man or something. He might be a.
I'll tell you right now, though, Eric Bieniemy was a Colorado Buffalo.
Yeah.
Dion, right? Like reach out, like Dion. Reach out to an alumni, bring him in. You know what I mean? If there's anybody who can promote
you
right.
actually might be on to something right there.
I hate that I brought up Colorado because I fucking roasted you for bringing it up for months and they were about it.
No, just think about it. Think about it. You put Bieniemy on that staff. Dion has done a great job of actually addressing his offensive line issue. He did a good job in the transfer portal and recruitment. He got some dogs coming in there at the offensive line. Imagine he brings in Eric Bieniemy. Hey, EB, build your resume. Obviously, something. Let's make it. Let's prop you up. Let's prop you up, and they go on a good run. And they, I'm not saying they win a national championship. I'm not saying that because I still think Colorado's years out. I think they're still years out.
Deion
Well, you prop him up.
Deion doesn't know offense. Deion is not calling plays. What do you mean you're not going to listen to you?
That's actually not a bad proposition. Hey, Deion, hire Eric Bieniemy and then cut the check to Nick Shine and I.O.W. Sports for the bright idea.
Just Nick Shine first. I'll eventually Venmo you a couple bucks. Eric Bieniemy cut me the check. Eric Bieniemy.
This man
said, "Let's be real. Like, there's not
spoken like a true colonizer."
I'll find you a job, son. Just put me on the
I'm gonna give you room and board. You good?
Let me change this North Carolina image behind me. I'm turning more south by the second. Dear Deion, I got one I can sell you. Horrible. But with Deion, I shit on Deion.
Yes, all the time.
I think that's clear. Anyone who watches this show, as a coach, I shit on Deion. But let me give credit here. There is not a better hype man in the game than Deion right now in college football. So for the enemy, go home to your roots to Colorado. Gather yourself. Build. You get Colorado winning games after what we saw offensively. Like you said, I know they got their offensive coordinator set for this year. You go on as an assistant. Maybe that coordinator in a year or two gets a job somewhere. You bump up. You're a Colorado alumni. They'll love that. You know, they love when people come home and on any level. Hubert Davis at North Carolina now. Shire at Duke. Schools love that when a homegrown comes back. So, I mean, it's worth keeping an eye on with where he goes, you know. Like they were bringing in Warren Sapp, who has nothing to do with Colorado, right? To like help coach the D-line last year, if I'm correct. Bring in one of your homegrown boys. Bring him back home and let him regather. He's still young enough to put in a year or two or three there, build something, make a resume, and now you'll be the hot guy in the country.
Yeah. Hey.
And not winning anything, but you can put up a good offensive plan and you can create an identity. And now with the NFL schemes, Anthony, you can see something and say, all right, that's the guy that we want.
And to your point, Nick, I don't think Bieniemy has to win if he goes to Colorado. He just got to make sure he puts up points and actually makes the offense look competent. If he does that,
he's had to improve what he already done. That's it.
Yeah, if he does that, he'll get the looks. He'll get the you know. And here's the thing. Here's my thing. I don't think Bieniemy. You don't. I know you want to coach in the NFL, but your path can go so many different ways now.
Yeah.
I mean, the UFL between the USFL and the XFL just merged. I mean, they start in March. Maybe you take your bumps and bruises as a head coach there, or hell,
CFL.
Go to a HBCU.
Yeah.
You know,
they aren't got no problems.
Well, I know that.
But see him there.
But I'm just saying, it's like as much as we say that yes, NFL needs to improve their coaching, numbers when it comes to minorities. It's worse in college football. I mean, there's millions of schools out there that I'm pretty sure he can cut his teeth in and coach out there and get started out there.
My guy, what's up, Huawei?
Huawei, what's up? So my thing is like, I feel bad for the brother, but at the same time, it's like, I think you can go other paths to get to the ultimate path of getting to the NFL.
Sometimes you gotta get creative, man. You gotta creative to get your dream done.
Not every path to your destination is straight. Sometimes you gotta take a couple forks in the road, more than you want.
Right,
man.
And then you have to be honest. Go ahead.
Something that in recovery and drinking, I hear every time a door closes, it might be God pointing you in the direction you need to go in. So not every door that closes is a bad thing. Not every door that closes is a negative. It might be God directing you to the path that you need to be on. Not to get too religious on the show. I feel like a Fozzie Bear. Tomatoes are going to start getting thrown at me. But it's the mindset, right? Like,
mute your ass and editing all your shit, bro.
I know.
Yeah, right.
So,
CJ Stroud over here.
Man, CJ Stroud your ass. NBC, shame on you for that bullshit, bro.
Let me add this before we move on.
Yeah.
I want to see him get a head job because I want to know what the fucking flaws are.
Right.
Like, I want to, you know what I mean? Is he just, what is it? Like, I want to know. Like, I want to have some owner just be like, we're going to give him a chance. We got to give him a chance. Yeah, but this, and this. Like, no, he knows ball. And then all of a sudden, like, you ask him what happened in the game today. Oh, they scored more than us. Like, he's Belichick without the wins, right? Like, he has no personality being interviewed. And nowadays, big business football, you got to have a guy who can sit in front of the microphone, take the shit, and sometimes keep the ship afloat when it's sinking. Mm-hmm. We got that in New York with Robert Saleh. People are roasting him because he makes everything sound good still, even though it's bad.
It's crazy that you say that because nowadays, I think coaches nowadays, they got to be able to do X's and O's, and they also got to be able to say to the media a big F you without literally saying it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you're the CEO of the team. Well, you don't own it, but you were the guy in front of the microphone every day. You were the guy that you know what I mean? The quarterback and the coach are the leaders of the team. You know, someone else cuts the checks, but you are the face of the organization. Unless it's Dallas. Or he'll fucking hold a press conference after a loss in an elevator crying.
Let's be honest. The head coaching job in Dallas is AKA puppet. That's a puppet job.
Yeah, Anthony, you're right. He might get one, but getting fired as a coordinator, or he's not fired yet. They're working it out. I may be seeing if someone wants to trade for him.
He's out
of
there.
But being told the first week of February as a coordinator, most teams already have their coordinators and putting their plans in place. Like, Washington is very late to the game.
Yeah, because they just hired, because they were the last team to get their coach.
Seattle and Washington were the last two to hire the head coach. Yeah. Everyone else, it's almost like you kicked them while he was down. Like, we're not going to keep you, and we're also going to let you know late where you don't have an opportunity this year.
I'm going to say this now.
Coach Duke. Go coach Duke basketball. They ain't got a fucking good coach.
I'm going to say this now. I know it was way too early because the season's not over. Obviously, it's Super Bowl week. I think Baltimore is going to struggle next year on the defensive side. They lost literally their whole defensive coaching staff. Literally.
You want to break that down? We're going to go into Baltimore talk? I love it. All right.
No, I'm just saying on the defensive side, they're going to struggle next year because literally lost their DC, lost their pretty much all their position coaches on the defensive side of the ball. They got literally just pillaged on their defensive coaching staff. I don't. And here's the thing. Here's the thing we do every year. We say we look at teams that make it to the AFC and the NFC championship game. Oh, they'll be back. Can't assume that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Can't just assume that.
I think they are the team to like fall from grace, and here's why. Joe Burrow was out.
He'll be back.
5 different quarterbacks were out in Cleveland. Like, they're the team that you could look at that. We thought that was going to be a real tough division, and they got some luck in the division because all the competition went down.
They were hurt. I
know Cleveland still made the playoffs and Pittsburgh still made the playoffs. They had an easy out of division schedule. Like, they were kind of this year what the NFC East was last year, where they had 3 teams make the playoffs, and now this year we're like, the Giants just won 10 games last year. How the fuck are they dog shit? Well, sometimes your schedule helps you. You know, I think Baltimore still win 10, 11 games next year, but number 1 run game, number 1 defense, and when they had a little bit of difficulty in the playoffs with those 2 things, you saw that they couldn't win.
I think Baltimore's going to be down next year for sure.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
There's one position in the NFL that will carry you through all the other changes. As you're witnessing in Kansas City, You can change a superstar wide receiver. You can have injuries on the line. You can have changes in the backfield. You can have changes with coordinators. When you have an elite passer in this league, you always can withstand the storm.
Yeah.
And even though Lamar might win a second MVP, it's like Mark Sanchez won the MVP when the Jets had the number one run game and the number one defense. You were winning 11-5, but you weren't the value to that team. You were what stood out on a very good team. And you're the name on that team. You're the contract on that team. But I can't sit here and say that I'm confident with the Ravens going forward.
To Anthony's comment, I don't think that they were foolish to even give him $13.5 million on a running team anyway.
That could have went up to 18. Like he had a deal with the Jets in place to join Rodgers and co. And then it was like $8 million. And then the Ravens were like, we'll give you 13.5 up to 18 with incentives. And he was like, oh yeah. Called the Jets. They're like, go ahead.
Hey,
decision we made.
Not only that, and I don't have to produce. Oh, cool. Yeah. No worries. So, but yeah, man, I just thought about that as we were talking coaches. I'm like, man, Ravens are going to be having. I think they're going to have it down here when you missing so many coaches. Super Bowl, man. There's a story out here, and obviously, we'll shut down shop after this. Obviously, Thursday, me and Nick will give our picks. And then Mel, since you're not going to be here, if you want to give your pick today, that's totally fine. So my thing is they go in with these stories every year. I mean, we hear about it. And then I'm just saying, you kind of been listening to how the 49ers have been talking. They have been, Jed York. He's been talking. Nick Bosa. They've been talking. What are you seeing with the Chiefs? They hold a lot. And then Jed York. Oh, I remember. There was holding. So my thing is, I just think that's a little tactic to put a little bug in the referee's ears. Say, hey man, watch for the holding. Which is, I get it. Holding happens on just about every play, but listen to this story between Adam Schefter, Pat McAfee, and what they were talking about on the show today.
Have you seen this stuff about the San Francisco 49ers equipment crew potentially saying that the grass at the UNLV facility, which is beautiful. We've seen the photos of the new $30 million or $30-some million facility UNLV has. And the firmness of the natural grass is not exactly what the San Francisco 49ers want. And this was reported by Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports. And then there was another statement that came out basically from the NFL that was like, it's not a health and safety issue. It's simply a preference issue for the San Francisco 49ers. Is this all just a bunch of bullshit here, Super Bowl week? And do you think this is actually going to be an issue with the Niners and where they're practicing at all week?
Well, I can tell you, having spoken to various Niners people already, they don't seem particularly pleased. Now, they're going to be on the practice field for the first time today at noon Pacific, but there already have been complaints that there are seams in the practice field, that it feels like they're walking around on a sponge. I guess the NFL last week laid sod on top of the field turf, and this has nothing to do with UNLV. UNLV is kind of an innocent bystander in this, and the league has rules or bylaws or procedures that are set up that call for the Super Bowl practice fields to be checked out and mandated by December. And last week they're laying the turf on there. Now, the league is saying it's not a player's safety health issue, not in violation, all those things. That's fine. I can tell you the Niners are not happy with the practice conditions of that field that the league is in charge of maintaining. And they feel like it's a disadvantage right now. That's my daughter.
Superstar!
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, they're not happy about having to practice on this field. And so the Chiefs are practicing at the Raiders practice facility. Now, there are scores that are assigned to practice fields, and the average score should be in the mid to high 70s. And the Raiders practice field, where the Chiefs are practicing, is at an 80. And the Niners believe that their practice field, that the average score is in the 50s. So they feel like it's a hazard and a disadvantage. Now, they're going to step on the field today. We'll see what the players say, but they're not happy about where they're practicing. I can tell you that.
Have you seen this?
Well, just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, because we'll see what happens on Sundays, but that might also lead to stories and headlines leading up to it. We always get these type of stories and headlines, and of course they got the opening night tonight on NFL Network, so I'm pretty sure something will be spoken about it tonight.
They just getting their excuses ready early.
I'm glad you said it.
That's all that is. And if they lose, well, it was the practice field. We said it before. We couldn't get no grip. We couldn't get a good practice. Look at Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? That's why he threw all the interceptions. Watch what I tell you. That's all that is. They're just getting their excuses ready early.
Hey, man. Hey. Hey, you said it, my brother. Hey, I just wanted to put that out there because it's like when you see things like that, and this is not me being on a very one-sided thing. It's just that as a sports fan, you see things before a game happens, and you're talking like this. That looks like you're cooking up an excuse.
For real, you're getting it ready early.
Getting it ready. You gotta make sure I got my dot my I's and cross my T's. So we take this L.
Right. I'm talking about practice.
Practice.
You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the game.
You're talking about practice.
Practice.
You ain't talking about the field you're gonna play on. You talking about the practice field. Practice. It's not as firm as he wanted it to be. It's not a bed, motherfucker.
Not a woman.
Yeah, right.
I will say this: I did see the field in Allegiant Stadium.
Practicing.
Now, usually the
field. They gonna practice inside anyway.
Usually, the field that is at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, where the Raiders play, is natural grass, and they bring it in.
Right.
But the field that I saw painted is the turf. So I'm not sure what surface that they're actually going to play on in the Super Bowl. Because one thing that people don't notice about Allegiant, when the UNLV, the Rebels, college football team, they play in Allegiant, they play on the turf. But when the Raiders play, they actually play on the grass that they bring in. So it's two different surfaces that they bring in for the Raiders and the UNLV Rebels. But the field that I saw painted as they were unveiling the Super Bowl turf, it was the turf that the Rebels play on, the college team. It was the turf. It wasn't the natural grass. So I don't know the final product that they're going to be playing on. Obviously, we don't know yet, but that's what I saw. So
be professional. Play on what they give you, or practice on what they give you. Be prepared. Bring what you need to bring to play on that particular surface and practice.
Be ready to play.
And get ready to play. It's the Super Bowl. You're in the Super Bowl. That's what you complaining about? Come on, man.
I hear you. That's why I wanted to bring it up, man.
That's why George Kittle here so long. Because he's looking like and acting like a biatch.
Tell me you're not over the NFC Championship loss without telling me you're not over the NFC Championship loss.
Hey, that's what that sound like. It sound like you kind of mad about it, dog. You like, these motherfuckers still got excuses.
Damn excuses. Hey, we may not kick no field goals, but we don't come no bullshit excuses.
Hey, and Anthony, you're not wrong. I get it. You don't want to get hurt on the playing surface practicing for the Super Bowl.
You get hurt on grass too. I mean, injuries happen.
That's another thing, because most players say they prefer natural grass. Some say they prefer turf. They was doing the numbers on ACL injuries and career, not career, but season-ending injuries.
Mm-hmm.
They almost balanced out this year. Okay. So I mean, you can't affect when an injury happens. You can't affect it. My man Charles Omenihu tore his ACL against the Ravens.
Right.
That was natural grass. I mean, you can't stop it. You can't. The only thing you can hope and do is make sure that you got your body in good shape, and you hope that you never tear nothing, and just hope. That it is.
That's
just
it.
hoping and wish, hoping and prayer. You can't stop it. We've seen the most athletic guys get hurt. The guys that take care of their body, they got like 2% body fat. They eat the right things. They literally are a creature of habit to maintain their peak fitness. They still get hurt. You can't stop it. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
right, for real.
You can go up and down the list of guys that literally have maintained peak fitness, and their physique is top tier. They still get hurt. You can't stop it. Injuries are just part of football. It's part of especially when you are in a sport that is so physical like that. It's part of it. You can't control it. You can't do nothing about it. If that was the case, you would see a lot of people. You would see a lot of people playing. You would see not so many important players not getting hurt. How many quarterbacks this year got hurt?
All but like 6.
It was a shit ton of quarterbacks that got hurt. So, it is what it is, man. But hey, man, I know the fellas got some things to do. I'm still feeling like shit, obviously. I don't care what nobody says. When you got kids, man, they are so germy. They bring home germs all the time.
They go to school, and they ain't going to bring them germs back from other kids. They're just passing it around like a fruitcake.
It's been real. Big homie Nick Shine. Detroit Mail. I'm the wild card Mar, man. We appreciate the listeners, the viewers. We appreciate it all. No, you get no respect on that shit, bro. You like, share, subscribe to the I.O.W Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram. Most importantly, the YouTube channel. Hit that bell notification, lets you know every time we drop new content. I.O.W Sports 1 on Twitter, man. Hey, we appreciate all the love and support, man. It's been great. Until then. Did you want to give your prediction on the Super Bowl on Thursday? Since you won't be here, Nick?
Since the motherfuckers cry, I'm picking the Chiefs.
Enjoy your court date, man. We out of here. Let's see if you come back home.